Today I'm going to be revealing the exact 10K blueprint that I use to scale my agency to multiple six figures per year. And I'm going to be giving away some really cool bonuses, tools, scripts, so make sure to stay till the end of this video and let's get right into it. All right guys, in this training I'm going to be taking you through exactly how to get from 0 to 10K per month, and I'm revealing the entire blueprint. First things first though, I want you to book in a call if you want guaranteed clients and my personal one-on-one help every step of the way. So you can use the first link in the description to book a call with myself. Firstly, we want to do the business setup and the branding. Now, to me, this isn't critical. Like if you want to skip this step, you can. The only thing that I would recommend is a custom email, a landing page, potentially, and you will need a bank account, right? So let's just go from the top. The name, keep it simple, guys. Don't overthink this. Seven-figure docs, which obviously services doctors, chiropractors, anything in the medical space. Something media, something leads. It could be your name media, right? Something marketing. Your logo, you can do this pretty easily and quickly on something called Canva. It's absolutely for free. Professional, clean, simple, don't overcomplicate it. Custom email and domain. This is important. You do need a custom email. Don't go just using @gmail.com or @outlook.com. Please get a domain, spend a couple of dollars a year and get an email. Will make yourself a lot more professional, especially if you're sending cold emails. If you're not, maybe it's not so important right now. A landing page, just a simple one-pager with your offer, a video, or just a simple VSL, just explaining what you do, how you do it, and why you're great at it. So I do have more in-depth videos on this. It'll be either at the top or in the description below, so feel free to check those out. And you can use a software called system.io. It is completely free, guys. And then obviously you will need to set up a bank account. It doesn't need to be a business bank account right now. It just needs to be something that you, like if you've got a job, set up a separate account so you can manage your finances a lot more easy. And this process should take no more than 1 or 2 days. All right. Now, niche selection is incredibly important. Don't overthink it. There's a couple of things that you need to look for, and that is high profit margins. It's got to be proven, right? So there has to be business owners and agency owners that have grown that business to multiple six figures already. Now, it isn't a must, but if you don't do this, you've got to remember you will be paving the way. For example, there's a couple of niches that I'm interested in and are potentially thinking about starting an agency in. However, it hasn't really been done before, but I do like the idea. I do like the concept. It is very, very lucrative, but I would be paving the way for that industry. But when you're just starting out, it's probably not the best option. So just go with something that's proven and go where you can actually speak to the business owner. For example, if you're going after dentists or lawyers, it's probably really hard to get in touch with that business owner, that decision maker. So this has to come into play, and this has to be considered when choosing your niche. Next is it's got to be a sustainable business year round. Don't go into a market where it's just 3 or 4 months out of the year, because they will be already booked up and it will be very hard for them to see the value that you're bringing because they don't need you, right? So for example, in Australia, everything's under private health insurance, basically in the medical space, right? So if you need to go to a specialist doctor, it's probably not the greatest niche in Australia anyway, because they're already booked up with referrals and patients, so they don't need more business. Now, prior experience and knowledge is also great to have. So if you've got a job, if you're in the family business, if you've got a passion for this particular area and you just happen to know everything about it, then that's even better, right? The other thing, and this is really critical, there is no perfect niche, right? Everyone's trying to find that perfect niche and it doesn't exist, right? Each one has its pros and cons. So make a pro and con list, or simply just choose one, because you're not going to get one that has everything and none of the cons. It doesn't exist. If you're struggling, it's not the niche, it's actually you. And that's something that I learned from Joel Kaplan, because when I first started in this whole space a few years ago, I would blame the niche. right? I would blame the niche, I would blame the customers, I would blame the clients, but really, the reality was it was me, it wasn't them. Okay, so take some accountability. I would say this is the second most important thing in this whole video, right? It is the most boring, but it is the most important thing that you can do, which is market research. I would spend a few days on this. You need to speak to 25 to 50 business owners. You need to understand their pains, problems, and desires, and you must get at the root cause of their problems and why they're facing those issues, right? What do they want? You need to understand their business inside and out, so much so that you could start a business in their niche if you wanted to. You could start that business of your own because you need to be able to speak the language, their terminology. You need to be able to know everything inside and out. Because if you do this, you're going the extra step. Because let me tell you something, most of these agency owners don't even do this step. They ask stupid questions on the sales calls because they don't know the answers when you should know the answers, right? You need to know the business inside and out, that industry inside and out, that niche inside and out. You need to know absolutely everything there is to know. So there are no surprises, and they think, this guy's been in this space for a while, he knows my pains, and wow, he understands me, right? He gets me. You will build that know, like, and trust incredibly quickly if you do this right. It's going to be mundane, it's boring, but it is crucial. Now, the offer creation process is probably the single most important factor when building an agency. Because if you have a good offer, and that comes from conducting your market research and understanding your customer, right? If you create a great offer, you'll start crushing it from day one because you've solved everything that they want. So you need to make sure it is no risk or very little risk to the business owner. Where do their customers spend the most time? Gary Vee said this about 4 years ago. He said he doesn't care what platform he uses, whether it be Facebook, Google, YouTube, Instagram, Line, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what advertising vehicle you use. What it's about is what will give them the highest ROI. That's what matters, right? If it's Google, go with Google. If it's YouTube, go with YouTube. Don't be so focused on the platform. Rather, where can you get the best results for your clients, okay? So, and it also depends on where they spend the most time, right? I'm pretty sure concreters won't be on Instagram that much. Am I right? What will generate them the most money with the least amount of time or money spent? Always think about this and keep this in the back of your head as you're prospecting. You created a great offer, and I've already touched on this. You create a great offer by understanding the pains, problems, and desires of your target market. Keep it simple. Don't give me one paragraph of what your offer is. 1 or 2 sentences, that's it. People need to be able to read it or hear it and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I know exactly what you're doing. Sounds amazing. The next thing I want you to do is map your offer next to the competition. What can you remove, change, or innovate on, right? So if you've got 5 different competitors and there's 5 different offers, what can you add and subtract from each one of those to make it even better, right? Because usually we overcomplicate things. So strip it back. How much can you take away to get the best possible result? You need to keep it simple. Everything that you do within this business model, you need to keep as simple as possible. All right, moving on to outreach and appointment setting. Free versus paid. I love the paid method, which I'll go through in a second. I've got so many videos on it. Some of the links will be in the description or up here or here. It'll be somewhere on the screen. As you know, I've been doing paid ads for marketing agencies for the last couple of years now, since 2020, since COVID. And I was one of the first ones, if not the first person to start talking about it, because it's what really propelled me and my business. So I firmly believe in it. And it's also part of my program. So, you know, if you do want to obviously book a call and learn more about that, and of course the free methods as well, then feel free to, using the link in the description. But you need to find out where your niche spends the most time, right? I always believe in at least 100 outreaches per day, no exception. 600 to 700 per week, no exception. If you can do more, do more. Keep it short, simple, and straight to the point. Look, cold calling, Facebook, Instagram messages, LinkedIn, Loom, email, it all works. There is no perfect outreach method because it is really how I figure out what outreach method to use is based on where the niche hangs out. Like I said, if I'm targeting concreters, I'm not going to be on Instagram trying to message concreting Instagram pages because there won't be too many, and if there are, they're probably old accounts that I'll never hear from, right? Now, I've also linked a couple of things here. This document will be in the description below where you can track your outreach. So there's a tool that I created you can see here, and this is how it works in a nutshell. Basically, you type in your daily target here, and let's say we do 10 cold emails, 10 looms, 20 Facebook DMs, and we got 15 of these, so we've done a total of 55. It's in green because we've hit the daily target, whereas let's say we do just 10, we're in the red. So this will be in the document, so you can use this, feel free. The next thing that I've got is the outreach scripts that you can see the video here. If you haven't already, go check this out. You'll be able to join the Facebook group and you'll get immediate access to this document, all right? Outreach is extremely important, and you need to be consistent with this every single day. Rain, hail, or sunshine, I don't care what you're doing, you need to get it done, because the more outreach you do, the more meetings you set, the more meetings you set, the more clients you close. Dylan, he's scaled to 10K in 3 months, in just under 3 months, and he was doing about 150 to 170 messages every single day, 6 days per week, right? He was able to set a dozen or so meetings per week, and he was able to sign multiple clients. Paid ads is amazing. I love it. It's all automated. Lead costs have been around $5 to $20 depending on the niche and the area and the country, but that's the average that I'm getting and also my students in the program are getting. They're a lot easier to convert because you control the frame. They're coming to you rather than you going to them, which shifts the power dynamic greatly. And you can turn it on and off as you need appointments. It's like a tap, right? When you need some water, when you need some clients, when you need some leads, turn it on. And when you don't, turn it off. It's no big deal, or reduce the budget. I do have a lot of other videos on this, so I'm not going to go doing a full tutorial. If you do want a tutorial, comment the word paid ads under this video and I will make one. Once we've got meetings, we're going to go on to the sales calls. Now, I'm a firm believer that you don't want your sales calls to sound scripted. Treat it like a normal conversation. The call structure should be pretty simple. It's build rapport, an introduction, like what made them book this call. It's always nice to know that. And setting the expectations, setting the tone of the call, right? How is this call going to go? You're going to ask some questions and we're going to go through, see if we can help your business today, okay? Obviously, you want to know where they are now, how long they've been there, why they're there, where they want to go, and what's sort of stopping them, in their opinion, from getting to point B, right? And you want to bridge that gap, and how you do that is by selling your solution, aka your offer. And then you want to obviously recap and close. This is just a very simple form, but I do have other sales videos, so I won't be going too in depth here. If you do want more sales content, feel free to leave a comment down below because I'd love to hear from you on that. Just to recap everything, guys, it is pretty simple. Day 1 to day 2, we're going to be setting up the foundations of the business. The name, the logo, the custom email, the domain, a landing page, not 100% necessary, but we can. Niche selection, all right? We're going to obviously select our niche on day 3. Do not overthink this. High profit margins, proven niches, sustainable business all year round. You can get in contact with the business owner. Another very important one, which I haven't got here. Contact with the biz owner. Very, very important. There is no perfect niche. Prior experience and knowledge is always a bonus. Market research, spend your time on this. Don't rush this, because if you rush it, it will show in your offer and it will also show in your outreach, and it will just take you more time to see success. So really spend the time doing this. I think the market research and the offer creation is the most important part of building an agency. full stop. And then obviously outreach, making sure you're doing enough, and then testing with paid ads. Depending on your budget, I wouldn't go anything under $700. If you do, you're just going to blow it, because it's going to take, a few $100s to test what works, what doesn't, and then you can obviously make those adjustments and take it from there. Obviously, we got the sales calls, and then we got the closing, and we got the onboarding and the whole service delivery process. But that's it, guys. 0 to 10K SMMA blueprint for beginners. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you do want my help one-on-one, personally, and guaranteed clients, please use the link in the description, book a call. I'm excited to speak with you. With that said, I'll see you in the next video.